Hey everyone, quick video just to show how to solve some of these exponential equations that I mentioned at the end of class that we didn't quite get to. You'll see, I think, one or two of these in the daily practice, so hopefully this will give you some help with that. So the first one, let's jump on maybe number 2 here. All right, and what I want you to keep in mind is remember, just like x squared, if I took the square root of that, that would give me x. Actually, for x greater than 0 for positive stuff, that works out. Oops, my head's in the way. For x greater than 0, then I want you to keep in mind is that if you have, say, e to the x, and if you take the natural log of that, they're inverses of one another. So I plug in x, take it to the e to the x power, and then I take the natural log to it. So what it does is that x that I stuck in comes right back out. Just like if I stuck in, say, 3, squared it, and then took the square root, that would give me the square root of 9, or that would give me that 3 right back. So the natural log of e to the x is just going to give me that x right back. So that said, how does that help us over here? Well, I do not like this thing up in the exponent there. I want to get it down on the ground floor, so to speak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the natural log of both sides. Equals, okay, now over here is the natural log of 6. That's going to be a number. I can approximate it with my calculator, or as Thomas pointed out, you could always just type in the natural log of 6 using the calculator function on WebAssign if you need to actually use something like that instead of approximating it. All right, now what's that going to do with this left-hand side here for us? Well, just like x, natural log of e to the x just gave me x back. Natural log of e to the 7 minus 4x is the same thing. The natural log and e functions are going to cancel each other out. And I'm just going to have 7 minus 4x equals the natural log of 6. Now, please don't forget, it's not a very good natural log there, is it? Natural log of 6. Don't forget, natural log of 6, that guy's just a number. It's some decimal approximation. Probably a little bit bigger than 2 if I had to guess. Again, my head's in the way, sorry. So I'm just going to treat this guy like a number. So I want to get x by itself. So what is x going to equal to? Well, it's going to be minus 4x. I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides, right? Going to subtract 7 from both sides and then divide both sides by -4. So it's kind of a nasty looking number, but nevertheless, solving for x, it is the natural log of 6 minus 7 divided by -4, okay? And like I said, you can type that in straight away into WebAssign, or if you want to approximate it, you could do it that way too. Probably the safer way is to probably type it in with the natural log part there. Okay. All right. So that's the first one. That takes care of number 2 here. Similarly, what would number 3 look like? What would something like number 3 look like? So again, what we have here is just kind of the reverse of what's going on. Just like up here, if I had the square root of x and then I squared it, I would get, my head's in the way again. Sorry. Just like if I had the square root of x, okay, and then if I squared it, I would get x back. That's the same thing that I'm going to do here. So just like before, let me give myself a little bit of elbow room here. Just like before, we had the natural log of e to the x was equal to x. Well, guess what? E to the natural log of x is also equal to x. So those guys undo one another. So what we're going to do with number 3 down here, you scroll down so you guys can see this. So number 3, what we're going to do with that guy is take and raise both sides to the e power, right? So it's going to be like e squared on the right-hand side, and the other side is going to be this messy-looking e to the natural log of 3x minus 10. But again, please don't forget, what happens here is that these two guys cancel each other out. So what we're left with is just a plain old 3x minus 10, because those are inverses of one another. Again, here we're going to have e squared. E squared is some kind of number. It's 2.7182 blah, blah, blah squared. Bigger than 7, less than 9. But again, like Thomas said, you don't have to approximate that. You could use the calculator to type that in straight away. So get x by itself this time. To get x by itself this time, I'll have 3x equals e squared plus 10. If I add 10 to both sides, get my head out of the way, and then divide both sides by 3. Final answer. X equals e squared plus 10 all over 3. I'm sure you guessed that anyway when you looked at this original problem. You knew that. Yeah, I'm joking. No one knew that, right? Who would know that? So anyway, cleaning that thing up. There you go. Hope that helps. So again, using exponential functions and logarithms to cancel each other out so you can solve some of these equations. Hopefully that will help you with your WebAssign. And if not, no big deal. Again, you only need to get 60% of those right. So I hope you found that useful. Thanks.